fucking game review shit. I can swear on this, right?
No. Cut it out.
I do game review stuff. And I talk through photographs of an owl because I probably need help, but I don't know. It's working out all right so far.
Yeah, I'd say you're doing just fine on YouTube.
Yeah.
Any reason for the owl?
I was just about to ask that. God
that's
damn it.
That's always the first question.
Of course, we got to get it out of the way.
Well, I mean, it's I've answered this a few times, and the big one is I don't want to show my face. I knew I wanted some kind of visual representation for myself in the videos themselves at some point. And I didn't want to do the cartoon avatar thing because I think that's really overdone. And also the whole thing with it's such a classic. Usually it's used as an excuse when someone fucks something up, but like oh, it's a character thing. And part of the idea is that it's supposed to let you know that you're not supposed to be taking it very seriously because it's a photograph of an owl making silly faces at you talking about video games, but
like a children's show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like a mask.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's just I didn't want to show my face, and I wanted something to represent myself. Plus, owls are cool.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. So you're flouncing around with the idea that like you're Tony the Tiger when presenting this kind of info.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So do you two, just like Tony the Tiger, get constant spam and flame messages about how people want to fuck you?
Not often, but sometimes, yeah. It's certainly a thing.
I'm sure you're aware of that. Are you other boys aware of this whole thing?
The Tony the Tiger thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you guys not know about this?
You guys don't know about the Tony the Tiger?
You don't know why Tony the Tiger's Twitter account is shut down?
You had a Twitter account?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a Twitter account for Tony the Tiger, and a bunch of furries started replying to all of Tony the Tiger's tweets saying, "Oh, Daddy Tony," and all that shit. And
wonderful.
Like even beyond that, just stuff like "fuck me in the ass, Tony."
Yeah,
I want you to bend me over
explicit.
a bowl of Frosted Flakes, shit like that.
It's very explicit. And then whoever was running that account made the biggest mistake I think they possibly could have by acknowledging it and saying they want them to stop, which only made it way
Oh my god! How do you have a
worse.
job in social media and expect that to be the proper outcome of what you want to do? Jesus
Desperation.
Christ.
Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, you're getting fucking
He's getting
spam dicks.
spanked. He's getting spanked in the office by his bosses, and that's the best he could come up with.
I don't know.
Well, how would you combat it?
How would I combat
I would
it?
put out a Tony the Tiger porn video.
I wouldn't. I would
embrace it.
exactly. I would Chester the Cheetah that shit. Chester
Yeah.
that one. I would do that shit because one of the fucking things that came out of that is the Chester the Cheetah Twitter account. They tweeted out like, "Hey, if Tony won't take you, we will."
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm
It's good to
amazed
see,
you guys have never heard about that.
It's good to see companies are now finally realizing that there's a big untapped market of horny furries.
Yeah.
because they will if Patreon
Or just
is
horny
anything
audiences in general, really.
well, yeah, if
Great.
Patreon is anything to go by, man, fetish pornography will pay dividends. There needs to be a cereal just made for that kind of shit.
I don't know if cereal is the right move, but something, yeah, certainly.
I honestly think it's a prime time to start the furry stuff. I was thinking about that myself. Like, if I was going to do furry shit, what would I start doing now and how?
Yeah.
That is a good question, actually. Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you
Art
mean?
on
What shit would you
Patreon.
do?
I have so many. I'm so goddamn tired of meeting all these people who are good at art, and I tell them just pander to these degenerates. You don't have to use your real name. Make up an alias and draw furry porn and make
it's
tens
not
of
even just
thousands of
pandering.
dollars.
To play devil's advocate, it's not just pandering to these degenerates. It's pandering to the only fucking people on the internet who are actually willing to pay for art.
That too.
That's a good point.
You can shit on furries all you want and dump on if it's a bad or good community,
Please
whatever.
do.
They pay so much money for this stuff. It's absurd. It's unreal.
Yeah.
What was the biggest guy? Jay Naylor. It doesn't Jay Naylor, the biggest one, make $250,000 a month or some shit.
I don't know. The biggest one that I was ever aware of is this guy named Feck, F-E-K. He did I'm
What
literally
does he
only aware of
make?
his Patreon because someone sent it to me one time. Feck.
I don't know. They make a lot though. It's upsetting because somebody was sharing this thread on Twitter about how one of them. Again, I love how sometimes, occasionally, like one of these furries gets caught red-handed, like raping animals or something, and then
Oh, you're talking, yeah.
everybody who points it out gets shit instead of the furry who's like fucking roadkill or raping dogs or something. I hate this shit.
I've not seen
People are-
anyone pointing it out getting shit.
I do.
Who are you talking about?
who are
I
you
haven't heard
talking
of this,
about?
this
I don't
breaking
wanna-
story.
Is this still Tony the Tiger?
No, this is not Tony the Tiger. Like,
This is the bold new flavor of Frosted Flakes here.
This is a thing that happened. I like that I'm on, and before we talk about literally anything, it just becomes, hey, furries.
I'll put it in the general. I don't want to mention this person's Patreon.
Yeah. Wait, hang on.
For
They're
obvious
Patreon?
reasons, but the point is that there's a lot of these forums where it's not just furry, it's, actually fucking dogs and all that sort of stuff, and they have accounts on Patreon, and Patreon, they don't want to ban this person because they have bigger fish to fry, like people saying mean things on the internet. They don't really have time to ban people who fuck cats. It's kind of upsetting sometimes
So
when these
I
assholes get
don't
caught.
have time to read this massive thread while on the show. So can someone sum this up to me?
Yeah.
Avery.
Well, this is different than the situation that I was thinking of.
All I want to
Okay.
point out with this thread, though, is that the man reporting this is the Twitter handle based on a fucking
Cold
detective. Yeah, based on fucking the LA Noir detective. I appreciate that.
I like that too. He's committed.
He's going with the bit. What can I say?
Jackson, the gist of it is that I guess these guys have like an underground forum. How do you pronounce it? The bestiality people,
No,
the people who
bestiality.
are into animals,
Yeah, bestiality.
zoophiles, whatever you want to call them. And one of them on the forum is bragging about his or her Patreon account and telling people to subscribe so they can get actual animal porn, not drawn shit, but real life action animal porn.
Wow.
And yeah, it's upsetting to me, to someone like me as a, I like
Well,
puppies
it's
and
upsetting
kittens
to
and-
anyone with any kind of sensibilities of any kind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fucking old.
I fucking miss the days. I don't know if you guys remember the days when diaper fetishists and the adult baby diapers and furries, they were considered cringy instead of like brave and stunning. I miss those days, man. That
Oh,
was
diaper
nice.
community got fucking run
was a
off
bit
the internet,
different.
man. Well, no, I feel
they?
bad for the diaper community. Yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
remember on a couple episodes back to any podcast veterans, I was trying to find the diaper fetishism, the ABDL's dating site, where they would go like through like profiles and shitting their diapers and sleeping in it and stuff. The site got deleted, it turns out. So they got literally ridiculed off the internet. If they had only come like 2 years later, they'd be fucking heroes to the internet.
They would be, holy
Why
shit.
don't they make a resurgence then?
I think it's dead, man. They've all moved on to other fetishes. That movement was stopped.
What's the trajectory there? Like, where do you go from diapers in your mind?
There's no telling.
Furries, I guess.
The Oval Office, I couldn't tell you.
Well, that's a Venn diagram, Kaya.
Yeah, that's what I always say is these people on a Venn diagram, those circles mostly overlap. All these fucked up things, which is fine, but can we go back to making fun of them instead of giving them awards and shit? And calling
I
people
feel like you could
bigots for
still
making fun of them?
easily get away with making fun of them.
I think a lot of people still make fun of them, and I think the people that do make fun of them get far more traction and attention than the people who support them.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't get a fucking game award, alright?
What do you
brave were
want?
you,
So
Kaya?
fucking bitter. What do you want?
What do you
He
want?
wants a Nobel
You want,
Prize.
you want a fucking
He wants
award
a
at the-
golden. He wants a golden cast statue of his body brought to his apartment that says, "You made fun of someone on the internet. Good job."
You roasted them.
That guy didn't get the game award for being a furry.
Yes,
as
he
well.
did. It was
just a
fan
furry
voting.
that-
He 100% got it because he's a furry.
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
that was
fan
a
voted?
that was a fan voted award. Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you, Avery, for taking some of the heats. Now you're gonna get like 5% of the shit that
Yeah.
furries are gonna
I'm
give
fine
us
with that,
again.
Whatever.
Thank you for bringing that up, Avery. I would love to hear your opinion on Sonic Fox in general and what he's doing in the fighting game community.
I think Sonic Fox is super overrated. And I find the I'm gay shit constantly super annoying. That's pretty
Give
much my
him
take
shit.
on it.
Stop fucking spamming my Twitter with your retarded opinions about how I'm mean to furries. Go to Avery's Twitter. Avery, what is your Twitter?
I'm allowed to be. I'm allowed to be. If anything, I feel like
Yeah.
if anything, that'll make people more annoyed. I'm a fucking race traitor.
Stop
I'm with
fucking
you on
roadkill.
Sonic Fox. Though,
Also,
at
for
first.
the record, because I feel like this is because his whole thing that happened recently was the fucking people who say that being gay isn't a personality are 100% homophobic. I'm bisexual, and I think it's annoying. Like, I haven't seen any straight people complaining about that. The only people I know of who take issue with that are like LGBT.
I mean, it's almost like people can be a lot of things, but they don't have to wave the fact that they are things in other people's faces.
Yeah, I don't talk
Like
about
24/7.
anything.
Yeah.
Ever.
I
to
was
anyone.
cool
fucking
with
bury
Sonic
it.
Fox. I liked Sonic Fox a lot when it was first kind of a thing, and I was like, okay, that's neat, fine. But now I think it's getting a little like it's becoming his personality, and
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
huge
it's
on
just it's just constantly he gets praise and rewarded for it. So it's like, and he's young, like he's 19, I think. How old is he?
20, I
He's
believe.
Okay, yeah, I mean he's young and he's just getting constant like
attention.
attention and praise for doing this thing. So I mean, it's natural that he'd want to keep doing it. But
Charlie Jackson, your thoughts?
yeah,
I've only ever seen him play games, and then that was the first time I ever actually like heard him speak. I think he's good at the games. I don't know much
Yeah.
about his personality.
It's
Yeah,
Jackson.
I've never even tried Tony the Tiger's cereal.
You never even had Frosted Flakes. You can't join in on this discussion.
you ever had Cheetos?
I didn't do my research. I have had Cheetos.
I
Is
got
that
bad
the
news.
same thing? Oh no, that's Chester.
No, yeah, Cheetos is chips. Chester, no, Tony is cereal.
No.
Cheetos is
Yeah.
chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cheetos is
Yeah.
Chester. That's
Chester's
Chester's ballpark.
Chester's the one who accepted the furries, though. That's the thing. And he welcomed them with open arms, and then it lasted for a week, and then it died instantly because he wasn't
See,
fighting
that's what
it.
they should have done.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
accept it. That's what you have to
exactly.
do with these internet things. Just
Calling
accept
it out never stops it. You always just kind of have to let it peter out on its own. That's all that will ever work.
It's like the advice that adults give with bullies is just let them do their thing, and then they'll get bored. At least
I
that's what
really
people
like
told me.
this.
That explains a lot about your personality. But no, what
Exactly.
what I was
Jackson,
told.
give me your lunch money, by the way.
You're
You're late, dork.
Speaking of bullies, though, don't worry, I'm not gonna get political, but have you guys seen Trump doing this feast for some NBA team where he put out a bunch of fast food on a table and he posed with the photo?
yeah, I did. I saw the photos.
I love this article that said that people were scared of criticizing it because they were scared that Wendy's Twitter account would talk shit about them. I love Wendy's Twitter.
That's pretty good.
That's fantastic.
They're good at Twitter.
Oh man, let's talk about that for a minute. Wendy's social marketing team is fucking slam dunking it
They're
lately.
the pioneers.
They are wrecking house with every single decision they make. They are just on top.
See, they've also ruined it now.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be Wendy's.
Yeah, everyone wants to do
Every
it.
company has to be like, yeah, we're totally rad
It's-
and on board. Loading the dungeon, everybody. Discord server's down. Well, who's rating us?
It's the it's the same shit that happened with Old Spice, where back when the Old Spice commercials came out, you had this really weird and absurdist advertising featuring like
Like
bizarre
breaking the fourth wall,
premises.
basically.
Exactly, breaking the fourth wall and really weird like ideas and concepts. And then after that, just every company tried to make these like weird abstract commercials that just did not work at
Do you guys
all.
remember the PS3 commercials?
Oh,
Oh,
those,
super
those
edgy
were
ones?
great.
The
Is that the one
weird-
with the little baby in the
one with
room
the
that would
baby,
laugh
yeah.
at you?
Yeah.
All the ones that felt like I was having a nightmare.
Yeah.
Really
Have
made me want to buy a PS3.
Have you seen their fucking print ads too in magazines?
From that era, no, I haven't.
Yeah, they
wait,
did
no, I
some
have.
fucking some baffling shit. I think it was the PS2 where one of it was all like you can play as if you're everyone. It was like I think introducing PlayStation Online, and the ad was a big writhing mass of flesh with eyeballs and legs and feet and hands and hair and all this shit. Realistic, like Photoshop body parts together, not even drawn, just playing a PlayStation 2. It
pretty sure
looked
the
like a
whole-
Dark Souls enemy. It was
The
disgusting.
whole idea during that campaign or whatever was shock appeal, obviously.
Absolutely.
Trying to get as many eyes as possible.
Absolutely, for sure.
What is that?
That's an old PSP ad.
Oof.
Yeah, that one's.
So that has not aged well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that up on screen for anyone.
That's another classic.
Sony, what year
Sony
is
has
this from?
always. That's
Hang on.
from.
That's old. That's for the PSP.
Yeah, hang on. I hate it when people show shit on podcasts without explaining what they're looking at and just
No,
talk
it's
about it as if
a-
everyone can see.
Yeah, Kaya,
You explain it, Avery.
No, you explain
Okay,
it.
sorry.
I insist.
No, you. It's a ad for the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, which has been discontinued as far as I know. It shows a white lady in a completely white costume holding a black lady by her face, basically, like she's got her, or is about to beat her. You cannot get away with this today. Not at all.
For those of you listening on audio only, if you just Google PSP white ad, you'll see what we're talking about.
I have no
I'll put a link to it in the description.
Like, this is fair enough if this ad got criticism, because I have no fucking idea what this has to do with the PSP besides that it's white. Like, a white woman is holding a black woman by the throat or by the chin or whatever.
Very,
and it says,
very menacingly as well. It's a very intimidating move. It's not even
really
sensual.
It really does just look racist.
yeah, I guess it's because I guess they came out with a PlayStation Portable that is white, and I guess that's it.
There are much better ways to convey it, though, than what they're actually.
Oh yeah, Sony advertising has always been batshit insane. They do the weirdest shit.
Oh, holy shit! I can't believe this. Man, it's funny.
Oh yeah.
You guys remember when Charlie? Remember when we watched X-Men Apocalypse?
Yeah.
And we recorded it, and I lost the recording of it, and it's been buried with the memories of our ancestors. When X-Men Apocalypse first came out, they had this poster, this promotional poster of, is his name Apocalypse?
His name's Apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Him choking Mystique. They had this promotional poster, and the feminists got all riled up because how dare you show a poster of a man choking a woman. It's basically that poster, except, it's a white woman choking a black woman, and the theme is white choking black, and white is better.
And also
Yeah, it's the implication that white is superior. That's the weird thing about it.
The actual fucking slogan is, look out, here comes white, which is better than black. Very, very tone deaf.
Yeah, that is not good.
Japanese company.
Yeah. It's Japanese company, and I believe the ads were in Sweden.
Right.
Where literally everyone is white, so no one would care.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Also not true. Was that a thing in Sweden and in Scandinavia where they would literally have booths where you could meet a black person?
What?
I forgot who told me that. I forgot who told me that. I think
sounds like
one of my
bullshit.
friends. Yeah, one of my friends who either went there, he said that they would just, as like a thing, sometimes black dudes would just stand outside the mall and be like, "Hi, how you doing? Would you care to meet me?" Because it was such an oddity there. Because the population's so white.
Weird.
It is.
I mean, I don't know about Sweden, but I dated someone from Denmark who actually lived in Denmark at the time, and I've never heard anything like that. So
okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, black people in Europe are rarer than America, but this ad is
uncommon.
It's uncomfortable nonetheless.
Oh, there's no. There is nothing right with the ad. I'm not trying to in any way defend
Andrew,
it.
stop trying to red pill us about the PSP ad, please.
Look. I got the list of why I love white people here, and I'm going to start reading it if you don't stop.
Yeah, Andrew's just going like, 13% of PSPs are black, but they're 50% of all the
100%
defunct.
of the hardware failures.
All I'm saying is it doesn't scale linearly.
I think we all five of us agree that this is a very poor taste ad that just.
I love how she also.
Missed it.
So the white lady in this ad has an upside down crucifix, like she's part of the Klan or something too. Everything about
isn't that
this
the
is
satanic?
bad.
Isn't that the
You're
satanic
right.
symbol?
She does have an upside down cross.
Yeah, I mean
and
it's
the
satanic,
whitest
but
hairstyle imaginable.
Wow. Oh my god.
it's like just it's edgy for the sake of edginess. Like she's a white Satanist or something, and she's
Well, that's like what I was saying. That's all of the Sony ads during that campaign were just edgy for the sake of being edgy, basically. I am attention grabbing.
I guess, but this wasn't even that long ago. I'm on the PSP Wikipedia right now, and it says an ice white version was released on July 20th, 2012. So
2012 and this flew. I didn't hear about this at all.
yeah. It's just like 6 years ago. Oh, Jesus, I'm retarded. Yeah,
Man,
7 years ago.
I'm so glad we opened this can of worms. I keep forgetting about it. How just batshit insane video game advertising was from the late '80s or late '90s and early 2000s. There's an ad. I'll even post a picture of it, but this one's easy to describe. It's an ad for, I believe, the Nintendo 64. And the entire ad,
yes, of course, I got that.
The entire ad is a hot dog, and it just says "Be one."
What the fuck?
That's the whole ad. That's it.
Be what?
Be a hot dog, obviously.
It's not even in a bun. Be a winner.
There was just this
be a winner.
period.
Be a winner.
Wait, you'd be okay with it if it was in a bun?
I guess
That's where the ad becomes good.
Because there were so many fucking ads back in the day, especially in gaming magazines, that were just absolute complete fucking absurdity and nonsense and had nothing to do with the game. Oh, there's such a good... If you go out there and look up just like gaming magazine ads, there's such a treasure trove of absolute insanity that you can look at. I love this shit.
I can't... Shit. So the font is very small, so I had to... it says like, introducing Cruise's World on Nintendo 64, 16 erotic cars, exotic cars,
16 erotic cars? Finally! They didn't get the furry audience, but they got a new one entirely.
You guys aware of the dragons fucking cars thing? That's a tangent.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
15 countries to race them through, and enough tricks to turn anybody into a hot dog.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I thought it was...
What the...
I thought it was just a bad pun about be a wiener, like be a winner.
Yeah, do they mean a hot dog like a fast racer?
Oh.
That's such a stretch.
It's a slang term.
I thought maybe it's like self-aware, like, hey, you play video games and it's the whole community is meant, so join the sausage fest.
No, I thought it was I thought it was like self-deprecating, like, hey, be a wiener, because only wieners play N64. Be a wiener.
What? I thought it was Avery's thing where it's like wiener equals like winner. Like it was just a bad word pun.
Yeah, I'm even looking at slang terms for hot dog to see any of them that relate to
hot dog it was in Rocket Power. That was like a common term that they'd use occasionally. Hot dog in it, like Squid's hot dog in it.
Yeah, but that's not what that means. They're saying to be a hot dog, that implies a noun. You're saying hot dogging, which is a verb.
We're actually about to have a semantic discussion about the application of the word hot dog in this advertisement versus in Rocket Power.
We take grammar very seriously here, Avery.
Okay, understood.
I think that really is all it was trying to convey, is that you can be as hot as this dog by getting a Nintendo 64 or some dumb
But it's not
shit.
even for the N64, it's for a specific game.
I guess that's a good point. I don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
I think exactly. It's a shitty ad.
Well, it says there get N64 or get out, so it's kind of for the N64.
Oh, I didn't even look at the games. This is Cruisin' World. I used to play the shit out of this, so I guess I was a wiener or whatever.
Yeah, we were both wieners. I played Cruisin' USA, and I loved the theme song where they would scream at you.
Cruisin' World was classic.
Yeah, they were it was in arcades too. But you know how I start looking not like a wiener and actually start dressing like a very successful, handsome man? Through the use of movement watches. Now, you've heard us talk about those broke college kids who knew that dressing well leads to success, but buying a nice-looking watch was just way too expensive. So they changed things up to bring you quality products without breaking your bank. I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. This is an actual real fact. I'm not bullshitting you. I have 5 movement watches. 5. Because to me, they are so stylish, so easy to wear, look so nice, and they're affordable as hell. Because if you want a movement watch, you can get one for just $95. Whereas if you get them at a big brand box store or the jewelry department or any of that, $400 to $500 for the same exact thing. Don't even bother. Be like all of us. I believe the rest of us also have movement watches. And they feature a clean design, a minimal, high-quality product. They've sold over 2 million watches to date. You can get 15% off today with free shipping and returns by going to mvmt.com/official. You can see why Movement keeps growing. Check out their expanding collection. And that's only if you go to mvmt.com/Charlie.
Official.
Join the movement.
Be a wiener.
Be a wiener. Get a watch. Or a winner, I guess. Be a winner, get your watch. Anyway, moving on. Avery,
Hi.
what do you hate about what you do?
Fuck. Hang on.
Nothing.
Well, that's a good sign.
That's definitely not true, but you've just put me on the spot.
He hates how you put him on the spot, Andrew.
Yeah, sure. Fuck. I don't really know. It's a pretty good deal. I'll be honest.
Do you get much hate for the whole owl persona? Like, is that something that a lot of people direct your way?
It depends. It depends on like the circles. People who think I'm trying to take myself very seriously tend to not like the owl thing. But like in retrospect, the whole idea with the owl thing was that I wanted people to understand that I wasn't trying to take myself seriously. But with the way that a lot of stuff on the internet is, and people who speak through animal personas, I can see how it doesn't really read to a lot of people.
Because you were telling me that there's a whole bunch of like animal picture wearing YouTubers.
Yeah, I was complaining about it specifically.
Yes, seeped into what was it? The political rants and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm very
animal persona. Is this a genre I don't know
it
about?
It is sort of. I tend to stay away from it because it's not something that
are
I'm
you
into.
talking the guys like the Black Crow or whatever his name is in that shit?
I don't know who that
What is this, a Marvel show?
No, he's one of those guys. Look, so we all know about like
what the fuck is
He's a
that
drug
guy?
dealer or something.
Everyone knows about the big political or I guess politically charged YouTubers out there like Mr. Medicare and all those. And then there's like those spin-off people.
Black Pigeon Speaks, is that who you're talking about?
That's the one. The Black Pigeon
that guy's
Speaks.
Insane. That guy's nuts.
That's what I'm talking about. Those like
That's not.
there's
that's
like
not
this
the same
group of
thing at all.
It's not.
Your
it's
name
not. No,
isn't.
It's not. It's not.
White
What I'm
Owl
talking about.
Speaks.
No. Okay, then I'm misinterpreting.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about those people who they hide behind a symbol, and they're all like, "This is why I hate black people," but then like they feel okay talking about it because they're like this is the rainbow gecko talking, not me.
I mean, like,
I'm talking about those guys.
That sounds like an exaggeration, but that's actually what Black Pigeon Speaks is like. That dude's crazy.
I'm not making a joke. Literally, they go on YouTube and they go, "Listen, man, I got to be honest. This is how I feel. I think women shouldn't have rights. They shouldn't be allowed to drive. Take away the right to vote." But then they pause and they're all like, "But then again, I'm just the whopping flamingo, and that's my opinion." Like they think by having a new identity, they just get complete disconnection from their opinions.
I'm torn on that. I like that people can still be anonymous on the internet, so they can say whatever the hell they want, since that is. Yeah, say it's just words. Say I'm a free speech fetishist. That's good. But then I don't know, the people who use their real names and their real faces, they also sometimes don't make sense. It's a weird thing on YouTube, right? Where these guys hiding behind an alias, they love talking so much fucking smack, and then there's nothing behind it. It's always hiding behind like a pigeon persona, which is kind of a weird thing to like, as pigeons. I guess they're cute, but aren't pigeons known to carry lots of diseases?
Yeah, and they're dumb as fuck as well.
Yeah, no, I'm very.
Yeah, they're rats with wings.
Yeah,
that's basically.
Wait, they aren't dumb. Aren't pigeons what people use to carry messages?
They used to be carrier pigeons, but those are extinct.
Yeah.
Holy shit, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Who delivers our mail then?
The common pigeons that you see, the ones that fuck about in New York, are just giant dumbass rats that can barely even fly. Yeah, pigeons fucking blow. No offense, Avery.
What?
I don't know if I'm insulting your cousin here.
You're
or
totally
something.
fine. No, I'm obviously pro anonymity and all that, and free speech and everything. But there's that whole thing where a lot of people think that freedom of speech is freedom from consequence, and that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. So let's tie it back a bit then to kind of what I was trying to get at earlier with your whole persona and the air that you give, and obviously the audience you attract, whether you want to or not. Is there anything specific that comes from that most people might not know, or is there like a sect where you get to see this other dark underbelly that a lot of people don't have to deal with?
What?
What does that
What
mean?
the fuck are you
I have
asking
no
me
fucking
right
idea what that means.
Is there like an anime
Alright.
avatar Discord? You're a member of Avery?
What I'm basically saying is, you obviously attract a lot of furries. Is there
Right.
anything that goes into having? I'm not making a joke. That's a real fact.
That is a real thing. Yeah.
He attracts
What?
a lot of furries. Is there anything that goes into having a furry audience that most people might not know about, or something they don't see? Do people send you like specifically weird shit that other YouTubers don't do?
Where's the furry Illuminati located?
Not really. The thing about that is I don't know, because I've always had that audience, so I don't know what it's like to not really. So
That's fair.
I don't think so. People are generally very, very respectful. I feel like, in my experience at least, and I know this doesn't fucking apply to everyone, and I know that for a fact because I'm friends with a lot of furry artists and stuff now, but in my experience, they've been generally a lot more respectful than the standard tennis normie audience, as I like to call them. Just people, their avatars of them playing tennis or some shit.
Who is that?
Is that a thing?
It's no,
Are
it's
there,
not.
like, a bunch of
Wait,
people that
what?
just
No, it's just a term that I made up at one point that I've just stuck with, which is it's just separated into the like furries and then like normies, and then there's like the tennis normies, which is like a sect of normie beyond normie, where their avatar is them like in their fucking tennis outfit playing tennis or some shit. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and I can't explain it.
Well, to shift gears, then I'll throw you a line. Let's shit on Blizzard.
Oh, I can do that.
What they do now?
Well, geez, would you like to start, Avery?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit that's happened in the past like couple of months, like them not paying their employees properly. That's the one that pisses me off the most.
is that their support system? Their support like
No,
customers?
oh, do you guys not know about this?
No, we.
Okay, so this came out.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
we've talked
Okay.
about it before, but we mentioned like Diablo. We mentioned a couple other things, but I don't think we ever talked about the lack of pay.
Oh yeah, so this came out fairly recently, or like a few months ago. I forget the specifics of when this stuff all came out and came to a head, but it came out that Blizzard pays all of their developers, or not all of them, the leads and stuff who have like tenure and shit. Most of the developers at Blizzard get paid substantially lower than the average for a AAA studio, and the reasoning specifically for that is the fact that the like CEOs and the people at the president and all that stuff, they all know that working at Blizzard is a dream job if you're a game developer.
fuck
so
that
they can
shit.
they can get away with paying you less because they know that you won't want to quit because of the prestige of working at Blizzard.
Oh, that's so stupid.
That's incredibly scummy. That's paying an
It's so
exposure.
pretty-
I actually,
Yeah.
honestly, if I was working at Blizzard, I wouldn't even want to get paid just because of the exposure. Like, getting paid in exposure is so much better.
What
it's that-
exposure?
it's-
Getting paid in
it's
exposure,
actually
that's
that,
all you
though.
ever want. Kids, if you're out there making a deal and someone says, we can't afford to pay you yet, but we'll give you tons of exposure, you sign immediately. All the opportunities.
See, that's why it's such an issue, though. There's so many artists trying to or programmers, because it's such a saturated market. They're trying to make their break into the industry. So if they got offered a free, well, not a free job, but a job that doesn't pay at Blizzard, they'd probably take it for the exposure, right? But that's still predatory. Jesus, how do you say that?
Well, no, it's not even just for the exposure, because it's a prestigious company. If you can get a job at Blizzard, you can get a job at a studio that pays you much better. It's specifically the fact that they know that the people working there now and the people applying for jobs are the people who grew up on Blizzard's games back when Blizzard was like it. So they know that those specific people are going to be more willing to take shitty pay in order to
It's so malicious, though. I hate that kind of...
Oh, yeah, no, it's awful.
Like I said, man, you can get so much further on exposure than money, Jackson. You have no idea, bro. I'd rather work for free just for the exposure.
Yeah,
That's because
I
you
mean-
have a comfy situation right now. If
Jesus,
you
I'm
were
kidding,
struggling
Jackson.
on the
Jesus
street-
Christ.
Jackson, Jackson, do you not realize he's 100% right? Look at where this podcast got because of Charlie's exposure. That's
Yeah,
right, you
but
shut
that's
your
not-
goddamn mouth.
Jackson, you're living off of Charlie's exposure. That's how powerful it is.
It's not the same though when people usually
I'm
make
cutting your
fun
pay,
of.
Jackson.
No, it's not the same at all. I'm fucking
I'm cutting
kidding
your
too.
pay, piece of shit.
Exposure is horrible.
Wait, if your payment is an exposure, what is cutting his pay? Is it just like removing a
I'm
letter from his
deleting
name every time
episodes.
it's said?
I'm taking out one of his
People-
sentences.
so that people have a harder time finding out who he is.
You're gonna make me edit out my own sentences, you prick?
But people have
Fucking
a
accent over
they have
here.
a problem with the word exposure because usually it's used by assholes who don't want to pay for a commission. If you commission an artist, you'll just say, "Hey, draw me in this style, in your style, and I'll retweet it, and you'll get some exposure." Rather than I'll pay you the $50 that it usually would take to for you to draw this. That's why people don't like the word exposure. But Blizzard is an actual company. They have money. Enough money to pay their artists a fair share. So do we know how much the less they get? Is it egregious or is it like just a small?
It's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact figure, but I know one of the stories that came out of it was that a lot of Blizzard developers actually wind up getting apartments together where they have like 5 people in like a 3-person apartment, so because they can't afford better than that.
Where
while
is
staying,
Blizzard
like, close
located?
enough to the offices. Hang on. I don't actually remember.
It
off the
has
top
to
of
be
my
in
head.
California, right?
I think it's
Obviously.
Seattle.
I think so. No, that Bungie,
Bungie
is
is in
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, I know that. Well, they were in Seattle for a while. I think they moved in there, or did they move to Seattle?
Activision kicked them out of Seattle.
Irvine in SoCal. They're in SoCal. Yeah.
So that would be pretty expensive, as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, does Blizzard make up for the lack of paying company benefits or anything like that?
They
I
give
know
them
they've-
free loot
don't-
boxes, I bet.
I don't think so. No. Getting sad.
Did you guys hear?
No. Yeah.
Blizzard is, I don't know if they went through with it, but they were toying with the idea of having to link all of your social media accounts to your Blizzard account so they could peruse your shit to make sure you weren't toxic. You guys
They
remember
did
that?
go through that, didn't
serious?
they, for a second? But then the backlash was so severe they retconned it out of their law.
What?
I don't know about that. I just know that they were toying with the idea of linking like your Twitch account and history so that way they could make sure you weren't an asshole or something.
Are you
Yeah,
talking
I
about
swear this-
the streamer thing where they were talking about banning streamers from their games if those
No.
streamers have
No,
bad
it's the
chats?
general public.
Yeah,
it was the general
to
public.
play
Oh.
competitive Overwatch, you'd have to link your Twitch account so that way they could check on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a streamer couldn't. No, sorry, that's not what I'm saying. They at some point I saw a piece of news where if you're a streamer and you're streaming one of their games, and somebody in your chat says something mean, you can get banned. You can have your Blizzard accounts
I mean,
banned.
they were
Wasn't
probably
that in the
toying
news?
with the idea of both of them because Overwatch has such a reputation for being such a toxic community.
Oh, boo-hoo.
They've tried to, well, yeah, any multiplayer game similar.
I think Overwatch is. Sorry, that's the different. I was just gonna say I think Overwatch is particularly bad because it doesn't give everyone any information. Like information is not shared with your team about how you're doing, so you can be doing incredibly well and your team will still be blaming you because they don't know. They can't see what you're doing.
Oh, that's an interesting proposition right there. Just make it like a leaderboard, almost like League, where you can tab out and see how everyone's actually doing.
Yeah.
Wait,
what-
you can
putting-
focus
putting
every-
leaderboards in games?
other
What?
game.
The
Who the
developers
fuck's
aren't getting
gonna do
paid
that?
enough for that technology. What the hell are you on about?
They also banned
boards.
18,000 accounts and then posted each account on a wall of shame.
Oh my
Jesus
What?
fuck.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was.
Yeah,
What does Blizzard even have now? Like really?
Overwatch. That's it, right?
Oh, I mean, but the shine has come off Overwatch. I think because I don't see people saying very many nice things about Overwatch at this
World
point.
of Warcraft numbers are dwindling. I know that much.
Oh yeah, because the new update, the new expansion they released apparently like ruined it outright.
Oh, that's good. The sooner Bungie
don't
goes
know-
down, or excuse me, Blizzard goes down, I think the better for all of gaming.
I don't fully disagree because the Blizzard that made the games that they're beloved for is dead and has been for a while.
As soon as they've partnered with Acti.
Well, yeah, it's not even a partnership; it's a merger. They're the same company.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't know. I think that's nonsense. Avery, don't you have a phone?
That is true. It's dead right now, but I do own one.
You're gonna have to get that shit repaired for the Diablo Immortal drop. You might want to get like a burner phone just for Diablo.
A cheap, shitty Huawei phone or whatever the company is that spies on U.S. citizens. They had their CEO arrested in Canada for spying on people.
Excuse me.
Wait,
Yeah, you
what?
don't know this? Shit.
No, I don't know
What is
about this.
This company makes really cheap Android phones. It's called Huawei or something, and they had their CEO arrested in Canada because they were putting Chinese spyware on US phones.
Like hard embedded into the phone?
Yeah, I guess so. Hang on.
Wow.
What is
Windows
here?
10
Yeah,
is like built-in.
this is from
backdoors.
CNN.com. What is Huawei and why the arrest of its CFO matters?
That sounds like a fucking clickbait YouTube video.
Really? It sounds like the whole company is a fucking. It sounds like the company's a fucking clickbait scam.
Well, this is from the Economic Times. I don't know if that's the reputable thing, but Huawei's founder's daughter and company CFO Meng Wanzhou arrested in Canada. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're suspected of, basically the whole company is suspected of being a spy company. So they sell phones to US citizens very cheaply, these Android phones. And, you know, I guess they record your phone calls or something.
Andrew,
Yeah.
you own a Chinese-made knockoff brand iPod, don't you?
No.
The Fio? Isn't that what it is?
No, it's not a Chinese knockoff at all.
You might want to look into that, Andrew.
And even then, I haven't used the Fio in like a year.
That's so insulting.
I got rid of that thing a long time ago.
I think they didn't get all your personal
It's
info
so
yet.
defensive.
It was just it was a smaller electronics company, but they make speakers and all a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, and spyware and viruses and
All things that have audio. That's interesting.
Yeah, but it was an Android base. It wasn't ever trying to be like Apple.
What?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but Chang Hong does not win. But no, I have a Astel and Kern now, which is like a South Korean
What?
uppity audio brand. Yeah, I buy really obscure audio products.
It sounds like a Chinese spell. What is it called?
Astel and Kern.
All right.
Astel and
Where
Kern.
do you get these things from?
Yeah.
I do a lot of Googling.
What, the most obscure thing
What
I
does
can
that
buy?
mean? What?
Yeah.
What is the world's most least popular
What are you
brand?
Googling?
Yeah, what the
Like,
fuck?
you're not sure if you're using a fucking word correctly. You Google it, and then 5 minutes later, you bought speakers from Shanghai. What is
Look,
this? What are you
look,
talking
man,
about?
let me tell
Do
you
you just
something.
Jesus? Do we just order Amazon buy the cheapest product?
They're not cheap, but let me tell you something.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something.
Paying a premium to get spied on.
Sounds like a fucking lawyer's office, like Amazon's and Burns. What is this? What are you buying?
Let me tell you something though. I would much rather have it every single time over an iPod because Apple products have shit sound quality.
A little spy on you.
How does a thing with
Oh,
no
is that-
internet or phone signal spy on you?
You tell me.
Battery backup.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Might have secret internet.
It's picked up by an agent.
That's right. Yeah, he physically picks up the device and leaves my apartment.
Yeah. It's like the tooth fairy comes in and extracts the information, then puts it back under your pillow.
That's why my mailman insisted he drop my package off on my table. It makes total sense. You know what else makes total sense? Using Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission free. They will teach you how to learn by doing, which will let you learn how to invest as you build your portfolio. It'll help you discover new stocks and track favorite companies with personalized news feeds. You can get custom notifications for price movements so you will never miss the right time to invest. It's easy to use, has easy to understand charts and market data, and gives you a place to trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. All of us boys here use Robinhood for our investing needs. We all have accounts. We all be sure to check it every now and then because we all believe that Robinhood is the easiest and simplest way to do so. If you want to get started on your investing adventure, you can give Robinhood a shot because Robinhood is going to give our listeners a free stock in companies such as Apple, Ford, Sprint to help you build your portfolio. You can sign up at official.robinhood.com. That's OFFICIAL.robinhood.com. Jackson, why don't you, in one sentence, tell the viewers at home why you love Robinhood?
Robinhood has a great user interface that makes it very simple and easy to see how your stock is doing.
Apple, you know, the company that's been recently valued as the highest valued company in the on the planet at 1 trillion, I think it was. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very ludicrous. Yeah.
That
Still not as much as exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 7 billion people on the planet. That's your cap on exposure.
There you go.
Yeah.
One exposure each.
My exposure dollars.
Well, you can measure exposure by everyone you've been exposed to's net worth, so it's through the fucking ceiling.
But exposure is only useful if you're getting money from it.
Yeah.
So money is still
Jackson,
the
why are-
principal.
Which means it's worthless.
That's not true. Exposure
money's a
dollars.
fucking
Exposure
construct.
dollars are the new Bitcoin. It's coming.
Yeah, everybody make art for us for exposure. We'll mention you on the podcast.
You can put that in your exposure portfolio.
So I was gonna ask Andrew you more about your fucking Nelson and Murdoch lawyer's office iPod or whatever the hell the knockoff is.
Sure.
Where do you find these things? What kind of-
Wait, hang on, can you
Lord
say
and
the name of the company
Asmodan.
again?
What?
What's the name of it again?
Astel and Kern.
That sounds like a fucking Star Wars character's name.
Yeah, it does.
Stellan Kern.
I would love to have a
It
Star
does,
Wars
yeah.
character name.
Sounds like a Fantastic Beasts
So
wizard.
I'm an audiophile in that I get really grumpy if my shit is low quality for putting out music, and iPods are just absolute fucking garbage when it comes to audio output. The music sounds like shit and it's terrible, and I've had a bunch of iPods, and I hated all of them. So eventually I sat down and went, I want an iPod but Android base, because I just figured that would be easier to fuck with and this and that. Turns out, since most people these days just play music from their phones and from streaming, no one fucking buys these things anymore. So I gotta do Googling and find like overseas sellers like in South Korea and Japan that still make them. And that's
So-
how I find them.
Why don't you just play them on your phone?
Because I don't want to do Bluetooth. I want an aux hookup, and my phone doesn't do aux, and also my phone can't hold all the music I have. Not enough memory.
All right.
Yeah. I basically just want an iPod, but I wanted Android, so I have to get down and dirty in backwater tech stores to
Yeah,
find
with your
people to
sleaze
make
bag
it.
and O.
What's that?
With your sleaze bag and O iPod.
Yeah, with my Star Slashleton
That's a fucking
and the galaxy of audio.
dark web shit right there.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. But the main thing is I want an iPod. I don't want an Apple product, so I had to meet in the middle.
I don't want a Spotify account, so I made a deal with the Chinese.
You know, actually, speaking on that, recently I finally think I'm going to buckle down and just start doing Spotify, because my biggest thing was they're not going to have what I want, and it turns out they have what I want on it.
Spotify has everything.
They
Dude.
do.
Spotify's great.
I was
Yeah.
blown the fuck away, because I'm so used to like iTunes and Amazon Music, where it's like, hey, you know that vaguely popular band you like? Yeah, we don't have it. Sorry, but Spotify's got fucking everything now. I think I'm finally going to bite the bullet. Start doing it.
You
Spotify
should.
has the official podcast. I was surprised to find out myself, but I like it.
It's alright. Overstated welcome. So anyway, Avery,
Hello.
when I was just looking over your channel the other day, I often do that. I go to your channel and just look over it. I noticed most of your videos are at least like 30 minutes long, and it really, got me thinking about just how much YouTube has changed recently. I've noticed that the average YouTube video is now like over 30 minutes long. So, do you masturbate?
Oh yeah, all the time, constantly.
Well, tell us
Do you,
about
like,
it.
well,
when
are
you-
there any good stories regarding your masturbation, perhaps?
Oh fuck. God, I feel like my brain has probably like deleted them for my own sake a few times.
What do you do?
Yeah, how
Like jerking
far
off
do you
over a
go?
homeless dead man or something? Jesus.
Fuck. Hang on, masturbation stories. I listened to your podcast before I came on. I should have known this was coming. Fuck.
It's a staple. You got to be
Yeah, it
prepared for
is.
that one.
Not really. No.
We get this so much. Every
yeah,
guest we
no,
have
I
on
just-
says that they know that we ask masturbation questions, and then when it comes time to jump in the arena of masturbation, they chicken out, Avery.
That's,
I
I'm
won't
not
have it.
chickening out. I just don't really have a story.
I have not. I can't even remember off the top of my head the last guest we had on that actually told a masturbation story.
Jerked off in the
know.
woods one time.
All of them keep.
That's the weirdest it's ever
okay,
been.
that's a good one. Were you on a camping trip or just needed a new location to jack off?
I don't live near any woods. I was on a camping trip.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. No, I was just in the woods. I was camping and I went out on a hike one time and I was just like, man, I haven't jacked off in like 23 minutes. So I just found myself a little secluded spot and I jerked off.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
sounds
wholesome
peaceful.
at least.
Yeah, it was very nice. I felt at one with nature.
I feel like it would attract bears.
That's the
You can
idea.
smell the
Wait,
cum.
what?
I'm all about bears, the good kind and the great kind.
I wonder what animals would be attracted by jacking off. Like to
The official podcast.
no, but I just mean like if you're like flapping it back and forth, do you think like a wolf pack is gonna come out? Do you think like bears actually would be into that? Like what
No,
animals?
Not
No,
particularly.
none. You don't think any animals would be all like sensing?
Do
the
I think
musk?
that any animals are really on board with human semen? Not particularly. No. You got something you want to talk to us about, man?
I don't know, man. I was on those backwater Chinese websites, and one thing led
Listen,
to
I
another.
did some Googling.
I found more than audio equipment over there.
You did want to fuck Judy Hopps. I'm not gonna let you forget about that.
Whoa! Wait a
You
minute!
said-
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What do you mean did? I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That
My
never
man!
changed.
Do you not, Jackson?
Hey.
Knuckles up top, baby. Let's get lit.
I feel like not wanting to fuck Judy Hopps says a lot more about you than wanting to fuck Judy Hopps does.
Exactly. It's more normal than the opposite.
I mean, I'm not someone you want to be going to bat for you on that, though, in fairness.
Why not?
Come on. Like, think about that for a second.
Yeah, but why not?
That's a real... Okay. You won me back.
You've got a friend in him now.
Persuasive
boy.
argument.
You can't beat Andrew in the Thunderdome like that.
So, Avery, what are your things coming up that you really want to talk about?
Oh, God. Things coming up. I don't know. I'm just working on videos. Current one right now I'm working on is a best games of the year thing.
Oh!
And,
Spoil
yeah.
it. Spoil it for us right now.
I'm not spoiling it. Fuck you. You're not that important.
Oh,
Ooh, take that, Andrew.
damn.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking share anything about my videos until they're coming out because I'm weird. It's just best games of the year video that I'm working on, which is mostly an
Alright.
excuse for me to sit down and play a bunch of really good games because I haven't done that in a long time.
You've
But
been playing bad games to review them or dismantle them.
a lot of that, or not even all the time bad, just frustrating. But no, after that I've got a video I want to work on for April Fools. I got a sequel to a really old video I did that's not a review that I want to work on. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you gonna? Is it in your mindset to eventually move out from doing just reviews or?
Oh yeah,
Or
for sure.
essays on games. So
I
what would you
like-
branch out into?
I don't fucking know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I know that I don't just want to be doing reviews because I find it really draining all the time. But I don't really know what specifically I would want to do. I want to do something. I really like writing dialogue and I like writing scripted shit, but I don't really have an excuse to do that on my channel.
Well, lucky for you, Charlie and I are actually working on a show, and you can work for us for exposure.
Oh, really? Great.
Yeah,
Is this hard turbo?
it is. Tell him, Charlie. We will pay you fucking nothing, Avery, but
Good shit.
can be
That's
in
what
the
I like to
credits.
hear.
The best offer.
Well, this extends far beyond you, Avery. Anyone listening, we will pay you in EXD exposure dollars
yeah.
to make some art for us as we pitch it to Netflix.
But,
Any art
please-
at all.
Yeah, any art at
Please.
all, but just don't be mad if it if it looks like shit.
Yeah, we won't tell you if it's bad. We just
Yeah.
simply won't use it, and you
Yeah.
won't get your EXDs.
And we won't even tell you that we didn't use it. It just will not happen. You will
don't
sit
get
in the dark
paid.
wondering for days.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, actually, To be a little even more upfront, I don't even think you'll get a single EXD from this because it's just a private pitch. We'll say thank you.
Yeah.
You
Long-
can tell the Netflix executives who created each art piece. At the show.
This one comes from BearCum45 in the comments section on episode
handle.
112 of the podcast.
This lovely crayon drawing here comes from Skizzy Jizzman, and let me tell you, right there, he really captured the semen coming from Hard Turbo's mouth.
Yeah, this one in colored pencil was done by the son of someone in the comments.
This is my autistic nephew. Thank you,
And this one
Netflix
is,
executive.
Not even relevant.
Yeah, bow and then dab out of the room.
What kind of show is it? If you can share that.
Are you trying to get in on the secrets?
I don't know, man. What's your
that's
game of
fair.
the year?
I wouldn't even tell you about my top 10 video games
Yeah.
internet video.
That's
so.
right.
Yeah, this is their money making scheme.
It's not a money-making scheme. Just because I'm willing to sell out for literally anything doesn't mean it's a scheme.
Kaya and I, we've written out a bunch of shit about it, exactly how ideally we'd want it to be. But the second if they do say yes, the second they're like, we're gonna change this into being a child-friendly show about talking animals, we just say yeah.
I don't give a fuck as long as the paycheck is big enough. I don't give a shit. LGBT dragons, okay. I don't care.
You want Hard Turbo to be more about cars and old men? You know what? Fuck it, Netflix
Okay.
them about it.
So you have no artistic integrity.
Fuck
You don't
no.
have a story specifically that you want to tell.
No, are you fucking kidding me,
I
Jackson?
will bury.
Jackson, these are fucking creators on the internet. What are you
I
looking
will.
for?
No, I have integrity, but not about Hard Turbo. I will bury this fucker in a grave and piss on it and dance on it if they pay me enough. I don't care.
It's not exactly super married to it. It's a really awesome idea for a show it's gotten us to the last stage of potentially getting on
that's not
Netflix.
true.
But if they want to change, well, potentially, if they want to change that shit, I think we're both okay with it.
I don't care if they want to cancel it after the second season, like every Marvel show. I'm fine with that. I'll give them whatever the fuck they want, as long as the paycheck clears.
I don't care about the paycheck. I just want to have something on Netflix. I think the exposure dollars of that
Yeah,
is through
fuck
the
exposure.
fucking
No,
roof.
I want the check to clear.
I'll take the EXD on that
I'll
one.
take the US dollars.
There's a disagreement, business
Yeah,
disagreement now.
creative differences. What do we want to be paid in?
Fuck you, Kaya. You keep the money. I want the
Okay.
EXD. No, fuck you, Charlie. You keep the money. I want the
I'm down for
exposure.
that. Erase my name from the credits, but I get all the money. Oh no.
Kaya, you're living in the fucking past, man.
Yeah, the EXD's on the rise.
Isn't
boy.
that what Ghost Riders do? So would you guys be willing to do that? Because I would totally be. I know that is a prominent thing in the music industry where a ghostwriter writes all the music for these, like fucking bitches like Ariana Grande, who hasn't sat on my face yet, fucking bitch. But they get all the money. The ghostwriters who write for these people, but they don't get any of the...
They don't get all the money. They get some money.
Yeah, so Avery, would you want to be able to, say, write songs for prominent people in Hollywood, but nobody is ever going to know your name for it? You're never going to get the credit.
Fuck no, I'm way too proud for that.
Oh, really? But,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
No, I
how
would
much money
absolutely
would
not
it
do that.
take?
What? How much money
much?
would it take?
Yeah, everyone has a price. How much, Avery?
I don't know, dude. It would have to be a lot. I'm a weird, autistic level of, pride and my dumbass shit.
Tell me a price.
I don't have one, dude. I mean, everyone's got a price, but no one would ever be willing to pay it because I'm not good at writing music.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that pretty recently. If I had a shitload of money, and one of the things I'd really want to do is hire Max Martin to make me a #1 hit.
Who?
God, that'd be fucking
Who?
Max
Yeah,
Martin.
who's
He's
that?
the guy he writes every #1 song on the Billboard charts for all the main pop artists.
Well, why have I never heard his name before?
Because he's writing music for other people.
Ghostwriter.
It's the
Yeah.
conversation we were literally just having.
I feel like if
Okay,
there was a
this
man
is-
who was #1 on every top
Jesus.
Billboard song.
Yeah, no,
You would hear
Charlie
his
is
name.
dating himself. This guy apparently has written for Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys, Bon Jovi, Maroon 5, Taylor Swift. Charlie, none of these guys are the floss kid,
Literally
right?
who's.
You're dating
Well, I
yourself
mean-
hardcore here.
Well, he's the only one I know of that
Yeah.
like has engineered it.
That's-
He writes Ariana Grande's songs.
Ooh. I'd still want her ass on my face, not his.
Well, yeah, but
But-
I mean,
Okay, let me reverse the
and
question.
he writes
Would
Justin
you-
Timberlake songs.
Would you be Avery? Would you pay for somebody to write music for you if it made you famous and popular and
No, because I
loved?
I know it's not a fun answer, but I don't give a shit about any of that. I just want to write shit.
I don't know. I feel like if I was Notch, I'd write whatever the fuck it takes to get Ariana to just sit on me.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I don't know if Max Martin can do that for you, but I wish you Godspeed in your fantasy.
Yeah, best of luck, man.
It always comes back to Ariana sitting in your face every conversation we have.
I mean, I won't
Yeah,
do it, but somebody's gotta. So power to you, man.
There, she's
Yeah,
gotta.
God's fighting the good fight out here. She just released a new music video for Seven Rings. Have you heard it?
No. Is
Yeah, she just
is it her sitting on me?
no. But she does sit like
I
in
feel
it.
like if that's your end goal, I feel like you need a plan and you got to do research. You got to figure this shit out.
Yeah, no shit,
What if-
Avery. Thanks.
What? Excuse me? What?
What if she
was so
becomes an avid
sass.
fan of Hard Turbo?
Ooh, yeah. What if
Yeah.
she tunes in every Tuesday to Netflix?
Oh, but your
dropping an
name's not on it.
episode?
Yeah, you traded that for money.
Yeah,
It was
I
a verbal
erased you for the
contract. Now she's gonna
EXD.
sit on Charlie's face instead, and you're gonna be left with the money.
My exposure dollars finally
That's what will
paid
finally
off.
shut down the official podcast. That beat.
Yeah.
Well, your exposure
I mean,
dollars
then-